I came to the Hildebrand seminar because it was during a Holocaust study trip a few years ago where I first confronted dehumanization. And I thought that if dehumanization is at the core of genocide, then what would it mean to humanize humanity? And this question set me on the quest to discover the meaning of the human person, and that's what led me to this seminar. Throughout the seminar, it's been an amazing opportunity to discuss the question, who is the human person? And in the light of a great philosophical tradition that considers the human person as a being who is unique and unrepeatable, as Karol Wojtyła says. And how can we recover the ground of human dignity? Because unless there is a transcendent ground of human dignity, how can we affirm human rights and the basis for freedom and responsibility in the world? One of the things that has struck me so much throughout the seminar is the beauty of the conviviality of exploring the ideas of the human person in community. It's absolutely thrilling to be here with so many people from different countries, different fields of study, and different stages of life who are all coming together wanting to understand more deeply how can we live together? How can we create an ever more human life in the world? And to me, this is why I'm here, and what I get so much out of it is the actual experience of the ideas that we're seeking to delve into more deeply with the texts and with each other. I'm continuing to study John Paul II at the Catholic University of Lublin. I'm in my first year of a 2-year program there, and I'm considering John Paul II's understanding of responsibility. And for him, responsibility is something that's always connected to truth and to love. And all the time in our culture, we see attempts to evade responsibility. And so what I seek to recover is how, by taking responsibility, we can actually lead to self-realization and fulfillment. That it's something that contributes to a noble life to take responsibility. And I think that's something really beautiful and something that I'll carry with me as I deepen my studies in these questions. One thing that has been particularly surprising throughout the seminar are all of the personal anecdotes, because you can never expect what people are going to say. The stories that we get to hear from those who were friends with Dietrich von Hildebrand and with John Paul II, they're great surprising anecdotes of how these persons were able to exemplify through their lives the very things that they taught. There was such a coherence between their biography and their philosophy. And the surprise and delight is seeing how that has continued through their students, who now we have the opportunity to be students of them. And that's surprising and delightful in so many ways. My favorite part of attending the Hildebrand seminar is listening to the stories of especially the other participants, what brought them here, how they're engaging with these questions existentially and personally in their own lives, whether they're high school teachers teaching about love and responsibility, or whether they come from a different cultural context where freedom and responsibility are not part of the political ethos. I think that goes for more countries than we sometimes realize. And so coming together to discuss politics, literature, and art with persons from all these diverse perspectives is really something that I've enjoyed the most. I would absolutely recommend that others attend the Hildebrand seminar to be able to listen to students of Dietrich von Hildebrand and John Paul II, to hear from them and to be guided with them through an exploration of texts of Max Scheler, of Guardini, of Karol Wojtyła. These texts are so beautiful and such a rich tradition that you can become more alive. Your whole world is broadened and expanded through an encounter with these texts and an encounter with these lives. So if you want to have your life transformed by an encounter with the great lives and the greatness of the Christian personalist tradition, then this is the time and the place to come for a week of incredible formation and experience of community. When I think about Christian personalism, I think that it's similar to what Edmund Burke said about human rights, that it's incapable of definition, but capable of being discerned. And that's precisely what we seek to do throughout this week. We seek to understand how, just as the human person is unique and unrepeatable and irreducible, so is Christian personalism, which is why it really isn't an ism at all. The personalist approach involves considering who are we in all the mystery by which we are guarded and in all the transcendence to which we are open. Christian personalism deals with the questions that don't have easy answers, but involve the existential wrestling with them that is the basis for a meaningful and purposeful life.